I'm sure by now you would have seen all the hype for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and in today's video, I'm going to share my experience as someone that's more of a beginner when it comes to cameras and how I found it to be over the past 4 months. So the reason why the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 appealed to me was the fact that it shot 4K footage. It was under $1,000 if you didn't get the Creator Combo version, which has additional features, which I'll mention in a sec. And the portability, basically, of being able to use it in different environments, whether it's at home for a standing talking video like this, taking it on a trip to Japan that I went on recently, or using it to film in the gym so I can create short form content for TikTok and YouTube. So the other good thing about the Creator Combo that I'll touch on is the fact that it comes with a little case to go around the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 to cover the screen and the lens where the gimbal is as well. So that was a cool little feature. You do get the wireless mic as well included. So I think that's a good addition to just enhance your audio and have a more premium feeling, especially when you're traveling as well and you're wanting to get the sounds around you. I think you can really incorporate that sound really well with this mic. I think it's fantastic. So you do get a little pack to store the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 in, which I'll flash up on screen now. And it's quite compact, and you can basically just put the device in the bag, zip it up, and off you go. The additional benefit that you also do have with the Creator Combo is the fact that you do get a little tripod that you can prop up. So if you're wanting to shoot content in the gym, or if you're traveling and you want to prop up your tripod behind you and then have you in the scene, you can do that as well, which is pretty cool. And the other thing, which is not included in the Creator Combo, but has been mentioned by others before, and that is the accessories that you can get with this particular camera. So I got a magnetic cage that goes around the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and allows you to basically latch on the magnetic side to different surfaces. So shooting content in the gym where I'm wanting to get that sort of short form content and get different angles, or talking head videos in the car, things like that. This was a great addition, so you can just clip it on anywhere and get the look that you want, or the angle that you want, or just a different angle that you wouldn't have been able to get from a regular sort of mirrorless camera. Now, the other part that I'll touch on is the ease of use. So when you get a mirrorless camera, you have all these different settings that you have on there, and it can be a little bit overwhelming to begin with, to be honest. And it was for me when I got my first mirrorless camera a few years ago, and I put it in the cupboard and basically didn't use it for a period of time. And then when I was looking at what to get next, something that was easy to use, where there's no friction with just being able to grab the camera, record, take it with you to the gym, take it with you traveling, something that's just really easy to pick up and go. That's what I was looking for, and that's what this basically provided. So the other cool thing about this camera is the additional features that you get. So you get the active face tracking. The gimbal that it comes with is great for having level footage, and it looks more cinematic, especially when you're doing sort of different sort of zoom in, zoom out sort of looks, or just taking the camera in a sort of more of a horizontal direction, keeping the footage level. When you use your phone, you're having to really steady the footage, but the fact that you've got a gimbal that does it for you is an added benefit when you do buy it. So that's a pretty cool feature. The other element is how you can link the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 up to your phone using the app, which is great because sometimes the screen that's displayed that I'm looking at right now is quite good because you can see what's behind me and what's showcased in the video. However, having a little bit more of a bigger screen, which you can get on your mobile phone, was a good additional feature. And you can obviously adjust all the settings through there as well, and manage it basically through your phone if that's what you want to do. So that's a cool little benefit. One thing that I did like probably the most, and I think this is usually where some people struggle when it comes to wanting to start a YouTube channel or film in the gym or anything like that, where they're not wanting something that's too loud, too obvious, something they can put behind them or take out with them where it's not going to draw too much attention. And I think this device achieves that. So I'll put up on the screen some of the shots that I've been getting when I've been at the gym. So I can position it down low, up high, wherever I want it, have it on record. I can check on my phone to see how it's positioned behind me because you do have the app to be able to sort of link it up, which is a pretty cool little feature. And most people don't even really know that it's there in the gym. And once you hook it up to the magnetic surfaces as well in the gym, that's also like having someone filming you because you can get different vantage points and you can get the tracking where it can follow you, and it's almost like having someone film you. So that's a pretty cool feature that I found and enjoyed. The other cool thing in Japan when I was filming was the fact that you can sort of hold the camera as if you're holding like a torch, and then you can position the camera where it's looking forward. So it's a little bit less obvious than having it raised up in front of you. And I think that was a cool little feature, so it doesn't draw too much attention. You can get more natural shots, especially walking through crowds of people, where it's more natural. Instead of them sort of in the video looking at where the camera is, they don't actually notice it's there. So you're going through crowds and getting a cool little cinematic little look there as well. So the thing that I think could be improved on this is having the blurry background that you can get with even most common sort of phones these days, where you're able to focus on the subject and have a blur in the background. Now, I'm looking here at the monitor and the little screen that comes up, and it does blur out a little bit of the background, but it's not getting you that cinematic look that you can get with the mirrorless cameras or some of the phones. So that's something that I hope that they'll put in the next one if it's possible, especially at this price point. I mean, if you get the creator combo, it's circa $1,000, maybe about 1,200 Australian roughly. And all the stuff you're getting at that price point is really good. Obviously the mic and things like that is really good. So for them to add in another feature like that, maybe it pushes it out of that sort of consumer price point for entry level. So potentially that's the reason why they didn't put it in this product. But if they could add it, I reckon that'd be a cool feature. You do have ND filters that you can attach to, that basically have a magnetic attachment that you can put on the lens. I'm not sure how much effect it does have on the footage. I tried it when I was in Japan, because when you're in daylight, sometimes the footage can be quite overexposed, especially when you adjust the settings. So I tried using the ND filter, and I'm not too sure how much of an effect it did have when comparing that to, say, a lens where you attach an ND filter and you can really see the difference. I'm not sure how much an effect it has on your footage. And just while we're talking about footage adjustments, the one cool thing that this does have is the D-Log option. So you can take all the colors out and then obviously reintroduce those colors back in, and have your own sort of version of footage that you want, where you can mix and match the colors and get that look that you want, which sometimes with some of the entry-level cameras, they have the built-in settings. They don't have, RAW or D-Log equivalents, and you have to go with whatever the color profile of the camera is. And it's a flexibility that I think is good to have, especially if you're wanting to get into creating video and, making it more personalized and things of that nature. So I think that's pretty cool. So that was just my quick little review, just to go through how I found up until this point. I think that if you're thinking about getting into filmmaking and wanting to experience at least a taste of what it would be like, I think this is a good price point to enter at, where you're getting the stabilization from the gimbal. It's 4K footage. You can play around with slow-mo and some of the other sort of automatic features that it has as far as hyperlapses are concerned. And once you master this, you can then upgrade to a proper camera. So I think that's a good point to start with, is getting one of these, seeing how you find it, and then wanting to build on your craft and moving from there. So let me know down below, guys, if you have any questions or anything that you want to know about it, and I'll be happy to answer, and I'll see you guys in the next video.